and whether you still keep in touch with him or just your reactions being matched up against Thursday.
I've talked to him every now and again. I haven't talked to him recently though. But I think we're excited. Obviously, this is the time of year you want to play for, and we're in the tournament. Got a great game against Dayton coming up, and we're pretty excited about it.
I mean, obviously, I don't have the same relationship as Crab. They were on the same AAU team for countless years, but I mean, I've talked to him here and there, but I haven't talked to him recently. And just like Aaron said, I mean, we're excited to be playing postseason games, and we got Dayton.
Do you think as a kid who transferred from here, do you think he's going to be jacked up to play against
Trying to put myself in his shoes, absolutely. But at the same time, we're both in the same boat. You lose, you go home. So I think we're both going to be playing jacked up for the same purposes.
Just for any of you guys or all of you guys, just when you see the brackets come out, just what is your reaction to playing Dayton, a team that's an hour away from?
We're excited. We think it's a great opportunity. Obviously, an in-state opponent. There's a lot to play for. Our season's on the line, their season is on the line. We're going to do all that we can to give our best effort on Thursday.
The phrase of the day seems to be, push the reset button kind of thing. Is there something that you do now that is different than going into the Big Ten tournament? Is there a bigger sense of urgency? Is there something done today, taught today, anything that makes this journey a little different?
I don't think it's a ton different than what the Big Ten tournament is. I think we did a good job having our minds right for what went on there. Obviously, there's some difference as in, we're done now if we lose. So there's that little extra incentive. You want to come out, be ready to go. But we're just excited to be here. It's like I said, this is what you work for all year. This is what you put in all the hard work in the spring and summer for. So. Just making a tournament is exciting, but we want to be around for a while. So our biggest goal is to come out ready to go on Thursday and see where we can go from there.
Sam, could you talk on that too, please?
Can you repeat the question? I can kind of...
Just starting over in this environment, pushing the reset button people talk about. What's your mindset? What's this team going into this thing?
Like Crab said, it's not too different from the Big Ten tournament. It's that time of year that we worked for, pretty much since last April. Everything that we've done from that point on is leading up to this time right now. We have a great opportunity to come out and play on Thursday, and we want to stick around for a few weeks.
For any of you guys, is it much different, sitting in a locker room in Indianapolis waiting for your name to come up on TV and it's going to be a 1 seed or a 2 seed versus being here at home and it's a 6 seed? Is it the same feeling because it's a tournament and you want to see what happens, or did it feel any different today?
Obviously the location was different, but I don't think the seeding was too much different. We know whatever seed we get, wherever we're placed in the NCAA tournament, there's no such thing as an easy game. There's no such thing as an easy opponent. We know that we have to bring our best basketball for 40 minutes if we want to have success in the tournament. And whether we have a 2 next to our name or whether we have a 6 next to our name, that doesn't change.
Aaron, you said something interesting in Indianapolis where you said this team might be the type of team that responded well to having its back against the wall in terms of being in the situation of one and done. Now, I know the Big Ten tournament is the same structure, but now for real, if you lose, it's over. Do you kind of feel like this team is going to respond to that environment?
If what this past week is any indication of what we will play and respond to that type of atmosphere, then I think so. We showed a lot of fight and resiliency this week. The worst thing we can do is take a step back, obviously, with probably the biggest game that we've had all year coming up on Thursday.
Lenzelle, Coach Mata said that he felt like Dayton was a good matchup for you guys in the sense that you guys won't overlook them. That they're an in-state opponent, they'll have your full attention. Is that kind of how you feel looking ahead to the Flyers?
Absolutely. Obviously, at this point in the season, you don't want to overlook anybody, and I think over the past years, the type of team we've had has been easy for us to kind of try to overlook people. But I feel like now, you know, with an in-state rivalry and obviously them having a few guys on that team who we're familiar with and who we know, and you know, like you said, who we came in here with, I think that alone, you know, says don't overlook them. You know, they're fighting just as hard as we are, and they obviously don't want their season to be over either. So, got to come ready to play.
I just wanted to ask you about your relationship with Jordan too. I mean, I'm sure he's a guy who you went out with personally in practice a lot, and I know your recruiting class was close, but he was also a guy you were fighting for a starting spot. Just what was your relationship with Jordan like?
I mean, just like with any other of these guys sitting up here, we were brothers. You know, we were teammates. We had one another in hard times. I don't know. I mean, I guess things really didn't pan out for him as well as it did for me. I guess I was just the fortunate one, you know, to get that starting position and remain here and play on this Buckeyes team with these guys who I love so much. But, you know, then again, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's happy with whatever he did in his decision, and he's looking forward to playing us again.
For Aaron and Lenzelle, you guys have played at a Final Four, 2 Elite Eights, and 3 Sweet 16s. How's that experience going to help you guys on and court and off as you start this?
I think it helps. It doesn't help as much as you may think. Just because we've been there in the past doesn't necessarily equal success now. So it's a different year, it's a different team, and you know every draw is different. So you know the worst thing we can do is try to rely and you know fall back on we've had some experience here, we'll be okay. You know that's not the case. It's about coming out and making the most of the opportunity that we have this year, and trying to make it last as long as possible.
Aaron, similar question for you. I'm just sitting here thinking about some of your NCAA tournament experiences your freshman year. You guys had kind of a dream day up there in Cleveland. I think you set a school record for assists. You were on the court, obviously. I know you don't need to remind you of this for the Kentucky game and how that game ended. You had a game-winning shot last year. I mean, does this tournament, for someone like you, I'm thinking this tournament almost exceeds the hype because you've lived through some pretty, idyllic moments there. Good and bad, I guess.
Well, I think the one thing that can carry over is the fact that we've been through battles, obviously throughout the league, throughout the years here, and all three of us, or 3 guys sitting beside me, my apologies. We've been through tough games and atmospheres like this, and if things aren't really going our way, I think we have a good sense of staying poised. That's one thing that I think can help us going forward, because obviously things aren't always going to go our way. But continue to fight with one another. That's something that I think can carry over from the games from the past, especially in the NCAA tournament.
I want to say one more cyber question because I recall that he was the one that he pretty much had the role coming off the bench for the first couple months of the season. And I think when it changed was I think that game in Illinois when your guys were trying to find somebody to bring the ball. It didn't work. Was that? It didn't work. But was that? I mean, was the competition tough between you two guys your freshman year? You were going for each other's minutes?
Yeah, it was tough. I don't think there was anything special between Jordan and me. Our practices are the toughest practices that I've ever been a part of. There's competition all across the board between all 12 guys or however many guys we had that year. So, there was definitely some competition between the two of us, but like I said, I don't think it was anything out of the ordinary.
Shannon, day after your game there in Indianapolis, you guys didn't win, but did a lot of positive things in the game, and the coach was really excited afterward. Talk about your shot preparation, where you had your feet ready to go, catching the ball and shooting it. Just talk about some of the things you're able to do and maybe carry that over to the NCAA.
Just being ready all the time with the game. Just being down basically the whole game until the very end. I just felt like I had to be more aggressive and just find a way to help the team out. I'm kind of built off it coming up in the NCAA tournament now.
Shannon, do you find yourself being more assertive, wanting to be more assertive, given the green light to be more of a scorer? And Lenzelle, how huge is it if he can come off the bench with 12, 14, 16, 18 points?
I just want to be aggressive, really. Whatever the team needs at the time, try to come in the game and help them out with it.
Did you just feel that against Michigan, or?
Yeah, I felt I was able to get going kind of early and try to keep up the whole game.
I think it's huge. I think it's big. I think any one of you had eligibility and you could put the ball in the bucket for us, I think it'd help a lot, you know.
You're that desperate?
No, not at all. We're not desperate. I'm just trying to say that, you know, at this point, anybody on our team, if they can put the ball in the bucket, obviously is going to help us. So, I mean, I don't feel a certain way versus him or anybody else. I think it'll help all together. I know that Shannon's going to come in each day and try to help this team play the type of defense that we hold our hat on that's going to help us win games.
Before you went to the Big Ten tournament, Dad said that you were a better team going there than you were the week before. And now he just said you're a better team than you were a week before. So the last 2 weeks, what do you think has come out with this team to show the improvement that you guys have shown in the last couple of weeks?
I think earlier in the season, we played games where we were not down even 18 points and we just couldn't figure out what to do to win the game, and we couldn't pull it together. But, you know, over this past weekend, like I said, we were down 18 points, and I've seen fight in our team that I haven't seen, you know, all year, and we were able to pull those games out. That's, if it's not a huge, you know, confidence and momentum booster for anyone else, I think it is for our teams, and it shows us what we can accomplish if, you know, we stick to our system and we cash all our chips in to fight for one another. I think that's exciting. I think it's going to help us in the tournament. And like I said before, if, you know, we don't come out in a hole and we can just, you know, play solid basketball for 40 minutes, I'm excited to see what type of team we can become.
Okay, anything else? All right, thanks guys.